Elation and jubilation, gamers from all around the world. I am Lucian and this is the World Gamer Show. And today, it's time for me to wear my MegaMan helmet and examine
MegaMan X7.
First, let's analyze the specs of MegaMan X7. In 2003, MegaMan X7 released on PlayStation 2, marking the first MegaMan game on the then new generation of gaming consoles. As you can probably tell from the footage shown right now, things went horribly wrong. But let's see things in order. Let's start with the graphics. X7 had the distinct honor of bringing the X series into the third dimension. Oh, how I wish it didn't. The new 3D character models are so insipid, lifeless, and boring to look at that I simply can't stand them. Same goes for the uninspired 3D backgrounds. The 2D artwork are simply gorgeous to look at in my opinion, which only clashes even more with how horrendous the 3D models look like. Ugh. The 3D cutscenes, however, look pretty decent. So, yeah, at least there's that. Now, 3D graphics from early generations of gaming don't tend to age that well, but X7 was really ugly even back then. Let me remind you that, by that time, a certain Final Fantasy X was already out. A certain Metal Gear Solid 2. Hell, even some more middle-budget games like Capcom's own Maximum series looked better than X7. Oh boy, the shift to the new third dimension. They really overdid it. They could have just gone for the classic 2.5D mechanic, for which the gameplay actually plays as a 2D game, while the graphics themselves are 3D. But no, they thought, let's try to go full 3D without knowing what the fuck we're doing, because why not? Well, I tell you why not. Because what you get is
MegaMan X7.
In X7, the developers decided to use 2.5D mechanics and full 3D free-roaming stages, failing at both. The stages use both styles of gameplay and most of the times in a very disconnected way, making the stages themselves feel very disconnected. You will get an average of 3-4 loading times per stage that try to connect various parts of it, which have barely anything to do with one another, also from the aesthetic point of view. They also decided to include an auto-aim mechanic, which is pure heresy in a MegaMan game that makes of precise jump and shooting its very core. Yes, I get that this is done to accommodate the shift to the new third dimension, which would require far more precision than the 2D action, but this is one more reason for which they should have just stick to 2.5D, like in MegaMan X8. That one got it right. Also, this leads to some other consequences. For example, a character like Zero, who only uses the Z-Saber, is hugely disadvantaged compared to X or Axel. In fact, he is so nerfed that I basically use him as a shield. Oh yeah, they also introduced a new character, Axel, which plays a lot like X, with his long-range shooting weapon. And his only real unique ability, the copy shot that allows you to temporarily transform into other Reploids, is highly situational and barely useful overall, and also got a poor execution, more on that later. Anyway, you would think that a character like Axel will be kind of redundant since X is already the long-range character, if it wasn't for the fact The text is not even selectable at the beginning, and I would like to give this one a pass, but come on. The name of the game is MegaMan X. If you put your main character, which the name of the series is based on, and then put it as an unlockable, well, that doesn't sound right to me. And by the way, they even managed to fuck up Axel's copy shot ability. This shot here is so weak that barely counts as a weapon, but the worst part is that you need to land a finishing blow with this skill in order to achieve a result. Oh, and did I mention that each and every shot also needs to be charged? So yes, if you want to copy other replays, prepare to frustrate in situations like this. Simply not worth it. But wait, it gets worse. The real problem here is that the physics is wrong, the jumping is wrong, the wall jump is wrong, the air dash feels wrong, the dash jump feels wrong. Everything feels wrong, and this affects both 3D section and the side-scrolling 2.5D sections as well. This way the developers made sure that everything sucks. But wait, there's more. They decided to bring back from X6 the mechanic of the Reploids in distress scattered throughout the levels, but this time it's worse, because in X6 only a specific kind of enemy could harm the Reploids, and only if they get close and personal to them, leaving you a reasonable amount of time to react most of the times. In X7, anything can kill them. Now imagine this in a 3D environment and with shitty and unresponsive controls. It's hell. It must be hell. On top of that, the power-up system is also similar to X6, meaning that it's still linked to which Reploid do you save. However, once you finish a level, you get to install these permanent boosts straight away and apply them to the parameters of each character. This is all fine and dandy, however this also means that by the time you finally unlock X, which is also linked to how many Reploids you've saved, he will be so underpowered compared to his partners that playing as him will be basically a hard mode, at least until he gets his armor. Speaking of which, X now can only get one single armor, which is a huge step back considering the amount of armors he used to get before, and the new glide armor isn't even that appealing from a design point of view. It seems pretty generic to me. Also the way it works is peculiar to say the least. You are now back to the same armor system of the early X games. Once you get a piece, you get to wear it straight away. Oh, by the way, only X can get the armor pieces now, contrary to before, where even Zero could at least collect them. So yes, another step back. Anyway, once you unlock all pieces, you finally get the right to take them off. Since you wear the armor pieces straight away, once you complete the whole set, you're given the option of using Naked X again. So weird. So yes, I don't know if from the gameplay perspective I can find a single redeeming factor. Well, actually there is one. I love how they brought back the character switching mechanic. Yes, I said brought back, because X7 is not actually the first MegaMan X to do that. Extreme 2 for the Game Boy Color did it first. Anyway, I really like this mechanic here, and I think it is the only positive aspect I can find in this disaster. And the irony is, in spite of all this, I still love X7, because I'm a fucking MegaMan fanboy. But a critical one, and I think I demonstrated this so far. There are a lot of wrong things, it feels like a chore to go through. Its gameplay and even its graphics are underwhelming from any point you look at them.
You've got some explaining to do.
Okay, I'll tell you everything.
I have to admit that X7's soundtrack is actually one of the better aspects of this game. While not on the same level of some other games in the series, it can kind of hold its own. However, the English voice acting is really bad. I will let you decide if it is so bad that it's good, or just plain bad.
Okay. Maybe what I did was wrong, but like we were a perfect team, don't you think? When we kicked that big dude's butt, I thought, yeah, We would make a great combo.
Bottom line, just switch to the Japanese voices.
ストーンコング、鉄人のあんたまでこんなばったいどうして？
By the way, I was shocked to hear that Cygna's voice is the same as Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yes, it is a bit strange. Be on full guard. X0. Axel is in your hands.
I've come to put an end to this.
I guess my childhood is forever lost now. The video will resume straight after a short commercial break.
戦い、それが全てだ。トリプルヒーロー集結、ロックマン X7。カプコン。
You getting this, hunters? I'm Red, leader of your friends here at Red Alert.
I've rightfully left the plot for last, since I feel that the story in an X game is kind of secondary to its gameplay and game design. But I've always loved the overall plot in the series. The origins of X and Zero are fascinating.
Want to check it out, X?
Phew. Somebody please tell me I'm through with the worst of it.
X7 is important because it introduced Axel, which is actually a decent character with a brat personality and that needs to grow, thanks to the help of his mentors Zero and X. His backstory is also interesting. Being a fugitive from the Red Alert gang, commanded by a Reploid named Red. Speaking of him, I'm not too fond of his design, but it's at least pretty original, I'll give it that. Also, Axel would return in X8, an X-Command mission, which is a testament to how a character can survive its shitty debut, and appear in other pretty decent entries in the series. However, I'm not a fan of the Mavericks here. They seem a little bit uninspired. X7 also suffers from the predictability of having Sigma as the main antagonist and mastermind again. Why? Red could have easily held its own, just give him a stronger and bigger form to battle against in the final confrontation. But nope, Sigma again. Ugh. I have to give kudos to X7 for trying to rejuvenate the series with a new decent character, at least plot-wise.
What happened? How did you do that?
But hey, it's not Axel's fault if he debuted on a shitty game.
Fine with me. I'm no good at holding back anyway.
Truth is that X7 feels borderline unplayable to me in some cases. It feels like an utter mess, with unfinished graphics and untested game mechanics.
No!
What's worse is that, after this terrible game, we got the excellent MegaMan X8, but the damage to the series' reputation had already been done, and X8 suffered a lot because of that, selling the worst in the series, the final nail in the coffin. And I attribute that to both X6 and X7. X6 was like a bad sign of where the series was heading, and it needed a steer back on track right then and there. What happened instead is that they went even more off the course and crashed onto a tree. I do hope that we can get a new MegaMan X game in the same revival mood as MegaMan 11, and hope that finally the X series can clean its name, even though to me it kind of already did with X8. But it's not enough, I want X back. But that is just one guy's opinion of the internet, and now I want to know yours down in the comments. Did you play this game back when it was released? Did you hate on this as much as many other people did? Share your thoughts and memories in the comment section down below. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, like, and do all the yada yada that the YouTube algorithm really loves. It really does help this small channel grow, and it's just a button press away for you. But really, I just want to thank you so much for spending some of your precious time to watch this video. I will see you in my next one, but until then, stay safe, play safe, world gamers.